You've seen this face hundreds of times. On the most desired bill in the country. On that one, the 100. But here's the strange part. He was never a president. We're used to thinking, if someone is on the money, he must be the top boss. A general, a president, a big office. But this man, no crown, no title, no elections. Why him? Ask people. Who's on the 100? Some confidently say, a president. Some guess, one of the founding fathers. Some just shrug. We use this bill all the time. And almost nobody knows his real story. He was not born a genius. He was the 15th child in a family, in a crowded house that smelled of soap and candles, a bit of school, and that's it. Books quickly turned into a luxury, and work became his main teacher. At 12, he's already in a print shop, ink on his sleeves, lead on his fingers. He pulls the heavy press, sorts tiny letters, and watches other people's words fly out into the world. No fame, just noise, sweat, and paper. One argument after another. Too much ambition for one small workshop. He packs a small bundle, steps out into the night, and leaves almost with no money toward an unknown life. At night, in a cheap rented room, he writes sharp letters by candlelight. Not under his real name, but as a fictional widow, giving advice to the whole town. These texts become a hit. People argue, quote, laugh, and nobody realizes that it's all written by a teenager from that same print shop. In the coffee house, men argue over his anonymous columns. He stands aside, watching, and understands how much power one printed page can have. When he finally finds his city, he is not just looking for a paycheck. He starts improving the city itself. A library for everyone, a volunteer fire company, schools and colleges for a new generation. He looks at the city like a system and adds new features to it, one after another. He's also drawn to invisible patterns in the world around him. At sea, he measures water temperature, marks currents, listens to sailors' stories. On the map appears an invisible, warm river, the one we now call the Gulf Stream. While others just try to survive the voyage, he quietly optimizes the route. Like an 18th century data scientist in a wool coat, he invents stoves, improves safety, creates useful gadgets and tools. People tell him, patent this, you'll get rich. But he refuses. We all use ideas from others, he says. So my ideas should be available to everyone, for free. There is one place where his skills matter especially much, the printing of money itself. He helps design banknotes with complex borders, fine patterns, and even real leaf impressions, to make them harder to fake and easier to trust. Over time, those rough pieces of paper turn into recognizable, complex, and protected bills. He did not invent money, but he deeply influenced how it looks and how reliable it feels in your hand, abroad, at a foreign court. His face becomes instantly recognizable. People wear his portrait, invite him to receptions, and behind all this glamour, he quietly secures help for a young, risky country across the ocean. Years go by. The arguments grow louder. His body grows weaker. He sits at long tables while new laws are drafted, tired, in pain, but still searching for compromise. And when the country finally starts electing presidents, he is already too old to stand in the first row. So no, the man on the 100 was never a president. He was a runaway apprentice, a self-taught scientist, a city architect, an inventor, a negotiator. He helped turn paper into trust, and trust into a new country. Maybe that's why his face ended up on the bill people most want to hold in their hands.